members of the two faiths living together and embracing each other's faith based on personal conviction. Moreover, individuals marry people from opposite faiths without any conflicts, without any fear or uncertainty whatsoever within their families or communities. This, for generations, has been the legacy of religious tolerance, coexistence, and relationship in the smiling coast of the Gambia. But the imposition in 2015 by the despotic regime of the former President Yahya Jammeh of a state religion on all Gambians was foreign to the Gambian culture and was destabilizing to the long-established mindset of tolerance, interdependence, and mutual coexistence that the Gambia knew and enjoyed for decades. The position of the Christian community expressed below comes against a backdrop or context of the progressive erosion of the harmonious and respectful relationship that have existed between Muslims and Christians in the Gambia. As a minority group, we have experienced series of discrimination and unfair treatment under the former president's regime. And some of them you know very well. We don't need to go into detail. It is for these reasons detailed above that the Gambia Christian Council is demanding that the CRC, the Constitutional Review Commission, honors its mandate as enshrined in Section 6, subsection 2, and also subsection 4 of the Constitutional Review Commission Act of 2017 that was drafted and approved by Parliament. We direct the CRC to draft a new constitution which shall safeguard and promote, and I quote, the Gambia's continued existence as a secular state in which all faiths are treated equally and encouraged to foster national cohesion and unity. I now present to you the 20 points position paper that is prepared by the Gambia Christian Council, outlining our concerns and also our uncertainties in relation to some of the provisions and omissions you find in the draft constitution, the new draft constitution that they are working on. Now the first point is about our previous position paper we wrote to the CRC. Some claim it was not submitted. Now we are saying, if you may recall, the Gambia Christian Council on the 15th of December 2018 submitted its contribution to the CRC regarding provisions it wanted incorporated into the new constitution, and also suggested amendments and additions to the provisions of the current 1997 Constitution of the Gambia, which it wanted to be reflected in the new draft. 2, permit me from now on using the acronym GCC, meaning the Gambia Christian Council. The GCC acknowledges the fact that Section 47 of the draft constitution maintains freedom of conscience, which among other things includes freedom of religion, similar to Section 25 of the current 1997 Constitution. 3, the GCC also acknowledges the fact that Section 151, subsection 2, B of the draft constitution forbids the National Assembly from establishing any religion as a state religion, similar to the current section 100, subsection 2B of the 1997 Constitution. Fourth point, we also understand that both proposed provisions, that is sections 47 and sections 151, subsection 2B, aforementioned, are among the entrenched clauses of the draft constitution, which cannot be easily amended by the National Assembly without subjecting it to a referendum. Going by these provisions, it appears that it will be very difficult to pass a law establishing any religion as a state religion in the Gambia. Point number 5. We, however, also recognize and hasten to add that both sections 25 and 100, subsection 2B of the current 1997 Constitution are entrenched and are similar to the provisions contained in the said draft. Point number 6. The position of the GCCC is that both the proposed provisions on religious freedom in section 47 and sections 151, subsection 2B, and the current provisions, section 25 and 100, are similar and are the same. The GCC further states that despite similar provisions guaranteeing religious freedom in the current constitution and with similar entrenched clauses, the Gambia was in 2015 unilaterally declared an Islamic republic by the former president, to the dismay and the detriment of Christians and non-Muslims alike. Shortly thereafter, non-Muslim females working in the civil service were forced to wear veils in accordance with the dictates of Sharia law. During that trying period for Christians, the National Assembly did not challenge such illegal and unconstitutional move, and to the contrary, the former president's move was supported by the Supreme Islamic Council and the Bible Muslim elders. Point number 7. The GCC has, during its submission to the CRC in December 2018, clearly advocated for the inclusion of the word secular in the new draft, as it is our firm belief and conviction that the state should be officially neutral in matters of religion, without giving any preferential treatment to any one religion or religious groups, and consequently should treat all its citizens equally, regardless of religion. That is a non-discrimination which goes beyond establishing any religion as a state religion. Number 8, the GCC therefore submits that the section 151 subsection 2 is not sufficient, and therefore proposes that section 151 2 be expanded to read as follows. The National Assembly shall not pass a bill to establish any religion as a state religion or prohibit the free exercise of religion. We believe that this addresses the sometimes twisted definition some have attributed to the word secular, to mean, that is, it prohibits the free practice of religion. Number 9, granted that the 1997 Constitution does not contain the word secular, the GCC does not, however, believe that this is a good reason why it should not be included in the new Constitution. as many new provisions and terms that were not present in the 1997 Constitution have been included in the draft Constitution, with Sharia given prominence in many sections of the Constitution, which the GCC believes is an indication of intent to Islamize the Gambia. Number 10, guaranteeing freedom to practice one's religion and not establishing a religion as a state religion does not necessarily mean that the state, if not explicitly stated in its secular nature, will not give preferential treatment to one religion over another, as the GCC has witnessed over the years. The last, point number 11. The last 7 years have been a testing period for Gambian Christians, ranging from encroaching on their land, demarcated as cemetery for burials, wearing a veil in Christian-run schools, declaring the Gambia Islamic State, disparaging remarks about Christianity from the former head of state, the threats to close down the Christian cemetery by June, the invitation of the Islamic scholar, Dr. Zakir Naik, who publicly made critical remarks about Christianity, and many more. Number 12, the GCC is concerned that the CRC may have been unduly influenced into omitting the word secular in the proposed draft, following the many audio clips that were circulated and purporting to come from an Islamic scholar who put up a very forceful argument against including the word secular in the new constitution, which he argued was un-Islamic, with insinuations that there were sinister groups with anti-religious agendas trying to influence members of the CRC to include the word Sharia to undermine Muslims, etc. Point number 13. The GCC is aware that there are some who are attributing the word secular to mean irreligious, rejection, and exclusion of religious considerations in everything pertaining to the state, including not even having public religious prayers and or religious symbols. Now please take note, this is certainly not what the Gambia Christian Council is advocating for. We are not against religion. We are not against the use of religious symbols. And we are also not against prayers being said openly in public. That is the wrong understanding of the word secular. Number 14, the GCC therefore proposes that the word secular be added to the preamble of the Constitution under Section 1. Should also read that the Gambia is a sovereign secular state. The GCC further proposes that for the avoidance of doubt and to clear the air of misunderstanding, secular can be defined in the interpretation section of the Constitution. Point number 15. The GCC also proposes that Section 36 of the draft Constitution, which lists the fundamental rights and freedom that may not be limited by the Constitution, includes Sections 47, subsection 1 and 2 and 3 of the draft Constitution, which gives, among other things, the rights to freedom of religion and association. It is our firm belief that this additional provision will address the perverse and warped interpretation that some are attributing to the word secular to mean, that is, it prohibits the free practice of religion. Point number 16, the GCC is of the firm belief and conviction that every Gambian, and especially religious leaders, should endeavor to preach justice, fairness, unity, respect for diversity and peace, our little Gambia needs healing, especially after 22 years, when the country was polarized on tribal and religious lines. One of the main causes of conflicts around the world, especially in Africa, centers around religious and ethnic fights. Point number 17, let us try and unite our people and not divide them, and teach our children to be compassionate human beings